Right, we visited the doctor. Explored a lot. Tried fighting a couple of times and got our asses kicked. Basically the time limit is 2 turns to kill it. Otherwise we'll lose lows and game over. So that's close to 20,000 points of damage in 2 turns. We could try this in a few different ways. I'm gonna try the cheap and easy way first. We could try to kill as many of these before we start the fight. So what I'm most interested in currently is, can we even kill it in 2 turns? Lose is gonna be tied up in this no matter what. Lose does not need to teleport a pyramid though. Actually, in some ways it would be the best. Let's see how it goes.
Ah, there's no... It's odd, seeing you here among my things, my practice. Usually it's me. Do not, he quickly... We've become so much more together than we ever were, if that... But I don't. Why? Because I won't deny I have had my less than dignified moments. There is years... Divinity. Will... I have... And you There's nothing... But make no mistake. This...
Death Fog is not doing us any favors here. I think we can start it with an offensive attack. It's gonna be teleporting somewhere there, starting his reign of terror. Beast can't do all that much physical damage. Right, the best we could do is pretty much enrage and do as much damage as we can. A couple of ways of doing this. I'm gonna try drink strength pro potion, use enrage and immediately attack with the onslaught. See where that gets us. That plus 10 strength potions. Are these in any kind of goddamn order? Wits plus 3, strength plus 3. Okay, they're yellow. That's more or less all I need to know. No, finesse is yellow too. God damn it. I'm positive I bought some of these. Not sure who actually has them though. Yeah, finesse 3. Constitution 11. Intelligence 11. Strength 11. 3 turns. Right. Maybe add them here. Increase the chance of success a little bit. Ah, interesting. We didn't get a single hit in, but the conversation is still going. So nothing really happened there either. So I wonder if I could kill everyone else while we're having this nice little chat with Lose and the doctor. That will also help things quite a bit. Because the more I have to try to protect my own guys, the less likely it is I can push enough damage out of these guys in 2 turns. Kill the blasted thing. I also can't be exactly stopped in the middle of my assault. So let's see how this goes. The doctor is not in the part of the fight. We do not want to be here. They can get the doctor involved accidentally. Not exactly how I envisioned this to be happening, but I think this is overall bad for us anyway. They have no physical armor. So they're powerful spellcasters, yes, but that's all they are. They seem to have elemental themes. You can disable them quite easily though. Knockdowns, turn to chicken, whatever. Probably have to fight against 2, 3 at most at the same time. We might not be able to do all that much, but we should be able to suppress it at least. Not much I can do. chicken you. Go harass the other guy.
Hurts, doesn't it?
Both borderline dead, but not quite dead. Still, there's no way in hell they can really kill any of our guys, so just survive. This might actually help us. Takes away the key. Right, as far as we're concerned, this is the warm-up done. All the nurses are dead. Key. Okay. Now for the real deal. I think I could push a little bit extra if I really wanted to. I'm not sure if this is a bad time to do it either. We're really interested in the T. I can use Los's inventory. Just one or two will do. How long does it last? 3 turns, 3 turns, right. I want to do it in a way where it's much easier mechanically for me to perform. I just need to press some buttons. How do we target him?
Welcome home, Lois.
And his armor is back to full.
Daddy.
There's no reason not to have that conversation and have it end before doing anything. Still, this is about as good as it's going to get. As long as someone survives and he dies, that's the main goal.
We're almost there, Losa. Welcome home, Losa.
2 fighters, 2 mages, and the demon. He's going to try to do his thing though, so he won't be able to do much combat-wise. Yeah, he's gonna do his big game-ending thing. Right. Enrage him. Haste him. I'm going to try to push for Red Prince to be able to end this. It's 1 action point, but with the T that could go a long way. Especially with adrenaline too. Do we have something else interesting? Oh, there's scroll front. We have a couple of powerful scrolls, I know that, but would they really be powerful enough to make a difference here? I don't think they would really. I'll use Peace of Mind. It gives increased finesse, strength, intelligence by 5, so it's a damage boost. All of our guys will move first, that's a good one. This guy would have, technically, we are not able to use now, Apotheosis. It would only cost a single action point to use it with the T. We could use specialty attacks. Daggers drawn. So we have ways to pump up the damage further. Currently we have to do as much as we can. Does the T reduce the action points of normal attacks? Yes. Sure, that's a bad idea. Normal attacks will be fairly powerful enough. It's not like I can do anything else. It'll be around 1000 points of damage per hit. It'll prime the situation in our favor, if nothing else. And it has to be all in. There's no second place rewards on this one. Well, we got this armor to have points. I'm also taking damage every time I attack, so that's something.
Hurts, doesn't it?
Deflect damage, 4000, 5000. I think this blocked enraged, so I don't have that anymore. Yeah. Shit. I have it. And save. Everything else is just extra at this point. And we got a couple extra points. We knock those two down, that'll be great. And one extra hit. Wonderful. It was a productive turn. Might be able to disable him. Don't see any reason to teleport away at this point. Right. I can probably put some pressure on that guy. Our defenses are a little bit weak because we got so much reflected damage. Might be better to heal our own. We are on the offensive and we might as well stay on the offensive. Don't give a shit about Shackles of Pain, I have a way to break that. And he missed. You missed, you poor deluded fool. To do physical attacks or heals. They will be damaged by heals at this point. So will he though. How to cancel that? Might not actually have those abilities anymore. They're tied to the source orbs and a specific type of equipment, so I might not have them. We need to do physical damage though. I suppose we could try to knock some of them down.
Oh, you!
Right, only one can act. Echoes of Pain will last for a while. I think we should take care of him. Except we really can't.
I'm ready.
Right, you should still be able to heal your own ass. Except we were decayed. Fucks me. Totally forgot about that. Seems like a basic thing to remember though. I don't want to get him too far away, but somewhere where we could heal him at least. Right, who's next? Is the guy lying on the ground, so we're not in actually any real danger here.
I'll use to none.
Can't heal again. I think we are done with this fight about at this point. Almost anything will disable him. Froze your ass. What a shame. Froze your ass too. Bit cursed. Cursed frozen blood. Right. Well, shit happens. Can barely move. Everyone who tries to move is dead. Still not much else I can do. Keep freezing his ass. Yeah. It's a done deal at this point, but it's just a matter of trying to actually get someone there to do damage. There we go.
Draws its last breath and exhales in a shuddering rattle. And in that moment, every cell in your body exhales too, expelling him all at once. As the last of its rage and hatred leaves you, a bright light pierces your vision. Behind your eyelids, a scene materializes. Claws shred and fangs gnash. Souls, some innocent, some not, are destroyed. This demon is dead, but 1,000 others silence millions. The vision flashes away, and you are alone, vibrating with the force of the expulsion.
Listen closely, searching for the voice, or any voice inside you.
All is silent, all is clear, and then, faintly, very faintly, the shadow of a voice murmurs. It isn't your voice, but it dawns on you that you can turn away from it at any time. You are in control. Your voice is your own.
And there was much rejoicing. Well, this was a fight in a long time where I felt like I had to give it some kind of a effort. And this was because we didn't take the easy path. Also, it gives a good idea what our characters can do when the push comes to shove. Any spirits? The nurses. Well, at least one of them. We're definitely going to devour the demon, just to be sure.
I'm dead. Praise dear Sindelius. The long nightmare is over at last. The doctor's presence lingers no more. He has been snuffed out. Good.
As the spirit, how she came to be like this in the first place?
Many have sought to kill the doctor. None have succeeded. I am one of those hunters who became prey. He possessed me and forced me to do his bidding.
Tell the spirit that she is free.
The spirit smiles, then vanishes like a shadow chased away by the sun.
It's interesting to note, though, that this would have been very tough to try to do with our caster approach. Very, very tough. It's not the difference between the armor this time either. It's simply that trying to burst this much damage against a single target is actually very tough through spellcasting. At least how we've implemented in low save. I've had a lot of ideas during the gameplay about how to improve on things, which I'm thinking of doing in the solo playthrough. So I think you can do a lot better. That's not really the point, though. It's just if you focus on it more narrowly, it becomes much more clear what you can do or what you must do. So you can also know what to develop. With the caster, you have a lot of options. So it's much more vague. At the same time, I think this fight, if you don't have to worry about the demon possessing you, I don't know, would it really be that tough? And you could always snuff out all the candles in the demon realm. so he might be a lot less, have a lot less armor. Those are definitely abnormal values it has currently. Letters. Notes. Dr. Diva, you do not know me, but I know you. Word of your talents has reached me, though in truth I cannot remember who told me of them, since neither friend nor family seems to have heard your name. In any case, I can no longer withstand the madness growing within me, voices of the unseen, visions of the unknown. I ask that you accept me for treatment, and I eagerly await your reply. Signed DD. With kind regards, Dr. Diva. Doctor's notes. Patient KV. Presentation fatigue. Treatment. Evening primrose and dark sandalwood. Day 1 alert. Day 2 tremor due to sleeplessness. Day 3 rising panic, rising pulse, excess sweating. Day 4 hallucinations, coma. Day 5 death. Results success. Heinous ring. Hydrosophist summoning. It's a fine ring. Might actually be a replacement for one of our. Because it has site Hydrosophist. Right. I don't know. It usually isn't about tanking that our problems come from. It's something in the fight itself that's a problem. Like they use Deathfuck against us, and once you figure out how that remove that threat, the fight isn't so hard anymore. Things like that. Here it's the time limit. You gotta end it quickly. Two-handed axe, but it has no equipment slot, so it's worthless. Actually, I'm not so sure about that anymore. Because the level difference makes a difference. Low says loot. Yay! Hopefully I can play those instruments now. I had a unique one that gave some bonuses, but it was like, if I use it once, my demon destroys it. Okay, amulet that has a strength, bartering, and leadership. Yeah, it's still nowhere near as good as the Rutoma Revelis. One-handed sword. We should consider upgrading, because currently with Beast I don't even want to bother doing physical attacks even when physical attacks is required, because the damage would be too pitiful. It has a slot, the current one doesn't. +2 strength. But we care more about initiative and memory. I still don't want to get rid of those anymore. In certain situations they might be the superior choice. A slotted wand, level 20. Intelligence, electrify, cripple blind. It doesn't have the stats we want. But we could get more intelligence, so more damage. But we would lose pyrokinetic too. It's a situational thing. In many ways, we would get a couple points of extra intelligence. It's a minor gain at best. Okay, dagger. Okay, Bill. Actually, not a good build. Yeah, pretty much everyone has better builds at this stage. Not you though, it's never you. More armor, more hit points, same initiative. Yeah, this is okay upgrade, I guess. I want to buy more strength potions. Plus 11. How much do these weigh? A massive amount compared to their low value. Book of Correspondences. Stuffed between the pages of this otherwise unassuming book is a series of letters written to Dr. Deva, all of them in a business-like tone, and several of them accusing the doctor of reneging on a continuing vow of non-interference. They are all signed cordially yours in shared demonry, Sanguina Tel. Doctor's letters, doctor's notes. I don't really want to look at them anymore. They seem to be just repeating the same crap. Alright, most of the interesting stuff is probably in the lower levels, and we've looted that already. There's also a lot of body parts. Which brings us to another point. I think we're getting close to the point where I just want to eat the body parts. Because they take a huge amount of weight and in a room, and I don't see basically what's the harm. It's out of character, but Hero wouldn't do that. But at the same time, I really want to know what the hell do you get from that? Especially since we are getting a huge amount of dismembered body parts again. So what's the special thing you get from that? Nemesis Soul Hunter. If I'd make a team at this point, I'd give everyone the summoning spell. Every stinking one. Even a shitty summoning spell of some sort can be very useful at times. Doesn't really matter what it is. You can get some kind of synergy with other skills, all the better, but even that wouldn't be required. Body parts. Panties are scroll components, that's why I'm picking them up. I don't even recall what type of scrolls you can make from them. But I do recall that they're components. Soap can be used to make lockpicks. He has a movement speed of 0 at this point. I think if we just eat body parts, that'll at least restore the movement. Right, from what I gather, it's basically from the body parts you can get experiences, like role-playing experiences, and skills. Skills that you can also buy though, so not much point to it. More of an interesting thing like talking to pets than a truly useful thing. Right. Hope you're hungry at this point, Sabille. There's quite a lot of this. Yeah. A bloodied arm. I don't want to even read these. There's so many. We have to read a lot of the experiences. That alone is demanding.
Ugh, this flesh is well past ripe. Whatever memories it once held are now gone.
You get diseased out of it.
You suddenly feel pain, blinding, burning pain. Your screams have been reduced to hoarse whimpers. You're too weak to struggle against your chains anymore. An ugly, staccato voice rises above your whimpers, barking a command to someone. Dispose. You hear a wondrous sound, that of a merciful blade slicing downward through the air. The pain ends, and darkness envelops you.
So we get to read a lot of ways people have died, I guess. Rotted, disembodied hand.
Ugh, this...
Nothing from the head.
Ice-cold water is suddenly thrown in your face, tearing you out of your stupor. The pain makes itself known again, swamping your senses. A pale, misshapen figure looms ahead of you, a glowing tip of red-hot iron in its hand. You hear yourself croak out a plea. Please, I don't know anymore. A guttural voice responds with a wheezing laugh. I know. The iron touches you, so hot that it feels cold. The sound of your own screams fill your ears, while the smell of burning flesh and hair fill your nostrils.
First aid. Okay. You actually use it? Yes. We must have huntsman from one of the items. It seems very common too that you have a little bit of a spread in skills no matter what you learn. So level 1 is very common in almost everything.
Ugh, this...
You are the hand. You are the hand that hurts, the hand that kills, the hand that bleeds them dry. You are the hand that listens to Magister Timort's head. You are the foot. You are the foot that aches to run away, the foot that remembers the feel of grass underfoot so long ago. You are the foot that listens to Magister Timort's heart.
Sallow man's hand.
You are the Sallow Man, a twisted undead elf, your memories flashing through you like sparks from a blazing fire through smoked air, passing so fast you can barely see an image before it's gone. An elven child, the moon, the sun, the void, the dirt, a death in the fog amongst the trees, the ugly hag in the desert alley whose sight you took, an artifact that powers a lever. You strain to hold on to that one last memory, and at last it comes. Tircendelius, Duna, Zantetza, and Amadia, all worshipping the moon. The sallow blood within the meat was corrupted long before his death. It makes you sick, and then Sallow's memories are gone.
Got the ability to infect people. requires Necromancer 2. Yeah, this is the fundamental problem with these. You save a bit of money. Congratulations. And then you're infected for the next 20 turns. Pretty sure I have an ability that cures that. There's no harm in waiting it out either. Not like we're gonna fight. Can I eat the severed head here? Looks special though.
A long and glorious litany of gruesome murder plays out before you, but all of it is underlaid with a yawning chasm in your heart, a deep and desperate yearning to be loved.
So a couple of level 1 or level 2 abilities so far. Actually, some of them could have give me something that I already have, so that's why it's not shown. But still level 1, level 2. The unique body parts I bought provided high level skills. But again, it just saves you some cash. These are all from this place.
You burst into tears of relief. The doctor has agreed to treat your ailments. He ushers you towards the inner chambers. You eagerly follow the doctor. Your husband's operation was a success, and now you can see him. The doctor ushers you into a dark room. There's a strange smell in here.
Armor Frost, okay.
You awaken, still strapped down. You groggily turn your head to see the doctor place another piece of you into a jar of fluid. How much more can you lose and still live? Darkness. You paw at your face with the stumps that were once your hands. They find empty eye sockets sewn shut. You cry out, but without your tongue, you can only muster a pitiful moan.
Oh, more. Tons more.
You are ever sodden, ever sandy. The smell of guts and sea waste cling to you like a ghost. You sought freedom, the life of a seaman, but you didn't find it. You are a tough dwarven smith of great experience and talent. You wanted to make a name for yourself, but you ran out of time. You are nothing. You are no one. You do not exist. Not really. You had a taste for wine and ale, as well as a variety of other sensual pleasures. Life is a coffer replete with countless delights. You are nothing. You are no one. Your many years twinkle behind you like distant stars, tiny but beautiful. You smell wheat ale. You hear a chorus in a tavern. You feel joy. Your mind is empty as a new moon. Something seems to have cleared it out, scrubbed the corners, bleached the halls. The nothingness is oddly comfortable. Looking around for joy, you feel excited. A new environment to explore, new people to meet, new challenges to overcome. Who knows what could happen here?
Why is this bone separate from the rest? Because it's in separate inventory.
Ugh.
Ripe. Delete it anyway.
Just... Just... Just...
An ancient memory overwhelms you. You are no longer you, but you still sense source saturating the air, more than you have ever felt before. You watch a figure stride through a cavern of amethyst and rose quartz, a man. No light touches this place, yet the stones and minerals illuminate his way. The man approaches a pearl sphere atop a pedestal. He lays his hands upon it, and source rushes through his fingers, and you are thrust back into reality. The memory fades, but you still sense the source the man has commanded, as if you'd possessed it for yourself.
So maybe a way to restore source points? Void spoiled body parts are very rare. That might have been the only one I had. Yeah, this void tinted leg now. I don't care too much. We have quite a few source point restoration items. So if we are in a desperate situation like a end-game boss fight, we have enough to get through.
You lose yourself in an ancient vision. As the man you saw before touches the pearl orb, you begin to feel yourself be. Various shades of grey swirl across the globe's surface, then part. You are free, joined by 7 others, summoned by sacrificial source. The 8 of you rush forth as shadows, past the globe, past the man whose body now lies limp on the floor, past the jeweled walls. The vision ends just as you emerge from the cavern. This memory, it feels ancient, a lost place in a lost time. You fall into another memory. You emerge from the crystalline caves, past the orange rubble jutting from the ground, and rise above a shimmering lake. Surrounding the lake is a throng of figures, your worshippers, our worshippers. They will deliver your rightful power to you. You will be as gods. The mob drops to its knees as one. The shimmering lake, once placid, begins to boil and bubble, draining source from every supplicant. The past fades into the present. You see through your own eyes once again. You sought escape, but something stalked you. You fled, it followed. You came across a pile of bones. In that moment, you knew that this would be your fate. You tried to run. Your source collar was heavy around your neck. You slipped on the slick stone, and then they were on you, dozens of mouths feasting on your still living flesh. You tried to make a break for it, from Fort Joy to the beach. You didn't make it. You died to the sound of your own echoing screams as the Voidwoken gnawed your bones.
Well, way to do cursed blood.
You slink through Kem's mansion with the alacrity that comes with years of thievery. You arrive in the garden unseen and lay your eyes on the pool. It's just as you hoped. The pool is dry. You enter the basin and reach for the hatch. But a shadow looms over you. A paladin. You smile. You have a story ready for this very situation. Yet, when you open your mouth, no words spill forth. A blade swings, and your hand hits the ground with a thump.
Heart of the Shadow Prince. You might as well eat that. It's not like and then finish the quest at this point.
You are the Shadow Prince, master of the House of Shadows. A born rascal, you have spent many a long year honing your abilities. You have a rare skill with a knife in your hand, and you have taken that skill to heart.
Corrosive Touch. Where the hell did that come from? Geomancer Necromancer. Destroy physical armor and target characters at acid status. Yeah, this is the type of stuff we could use in our solo playthrough. I'm not really sure about the combinations, but it doesn't matter. The range is too narrow to be all that useful. The only question, an undead guy makes a lot of sense because it would play differently, could allow you to ignore certain dangers while fully allowing the enemies to suffer from them. The problem would be more or less, are you gonna play with Fane or an undead creature of your own? Because if you would make an elf, you could get the innate abilities to get an extra action point, plus you could eat all the body parts for free. On the other hand, Fane would have an actual story related to the adventure.
You are a priest of the kin, your face raised to the sun, your blood warming to the heat upon your skin. All is well, and then all is not well. Cries of war come from the shore, and death comes quick. You hated your work for the Order. You wanted to be a stonemason, marry the baker. You still dream about it every night. You thought hard on the location of your fortune before passing. You wanted an elf to find it. You urge whoever tastes your flesh to go and enjoy what you cannot. Your grip tightens around the blade's hilt. You never felt such rage. These freaks, they are tearing the world apart. They must not live. Rivellon must survive. You were a genius maze builder, clear of mind, sharp of wit. You built an invisible staircase, useful to those who may find it.
Invisible staircase? I don't recall invisible staircases. Where was this?
You are awash with muddled thoughts, confusion, anger, sadness, loathing, a shocking absence of joy. You shut your eyes tight. Sheer terror courses through you, cut short by a length of razor-sharp steel passing through your neck. Your surroundings somersault around you. You find yourself lying on your side, gazing up at the curious sight of your own decapitated body teetering off its knees to the floor. Everything grows dark. Biting deep into the rotting flesh, your senses are assailed with a rank odor of meat long past its prime. Your memory wavers and becomes not your own, but the memory of one who led the most solitary of lives. You see myriad wings flapping, your hand scattering birdseed. You hear the screeching of eagles, the tearing of flesh. All of your life is centered on this place, this pedestal of death. All of your life is dedicated to feeding your eagles the meat of your dearly departed people.
Bone cage.
You remember drinking ruby wine with Magister Boris in the armory after hours. You remember his deep hazel eyes, how he trembled as he kissed you. You remember all of it, the best night of your life. Your loyal dog laps at your face as you fade into void. Would that you had the strength to do more than pat its head and whisper, "Good boy." He was, the only soul you've had reason to ever trust. You lie back on the riverbank's edge, eyes closed, waiting for the fish to bite. This is the life. You open your eyes to take in the blue skies, but another sight awaits. A gaunt elven face, sliced by a chilling smile. You kneel and pray at the stone cross. You know your words go unheard. You know you speak only to soil and bone. But you aren't praying for him. You are praying for you. The pilgrimage takes its toll. You've walked upwards of 20 leagues, yet Arx is 40 more. You sit at the base of a looming statue and sip from your flask, grateful for a moment's rest. You feel tough wood and tougher steel under your claws. You gently sing a song in the old tongue of the lizards, and your chest creaks open. Welcome back, Consul Zara. It hisses as you reach inside, pulling out your fire whip.
Oh, fire whip ability. That's a decent attack spell. But again, if you want to do fire spells, you're gonna buy the fire spell.
You are a young elf, very young. Still, the memories of eons dance inside you. You watch them like a play behind your eyelids. You are asleep in your family home when Roost's people steal in like a plague. A hand over your mouth, a hurried journey through the forests. You won't tell Roost how to find the others. The end comes quick. You are running through a barren landscape. Brambles and weeds scratch at your ankles. Your heart is pumping acid, but you can't stop. Something catches you around the chest and you fall. The roughed ground scrapes burns into the flesh of your bare arms, your knees, your face, you as you skid to a stop. Footsteps approach. That's the Scion, a rough voice calls. Kill him. They tried to hide you. They put you in a cellar. They put you in a cave. They put you in the hills. They put you in a pit. In the end, Roost found you anyway. He tried to find your memories by drilling a hole in your skull. It didn't work, but you were finally free. You shut your eyes and try to block out the sensation of giant mandibles nuzzling your flesh. You hear it click-clack away. You daren't move, not after you saw what happened to the last one who tried to run. What do these things want? You run through the caves as fast as you dare in the gloom. The outraged screech of the Voidwoken is not far behind. You run straight into something, almost bouncing off of it. A gate. A locked gate. You frantically try to climb over it, but it's too high. Claws envelop you and drag you into the darkness. You claw desperately at the cave wall, trying to get enough purchase to crawl away. But they're slick with water and something else. You fall back into an unknown horror's embrace. Huge fangs caress your neck. You shut your eyes with a whimper. You keep your eyes shut tight, muttering rapid prayers to the Seven. All around you is a cacophony of wails, whimpers and cries for help. You try to shut them out and pray with even more desperate fervor. A loud, inhuman roar suddenly cuts through the cacophony. You cover your ears with your hands and pray on. You turn away from the sunset, only to see that Stanley has dropped to one knee. He holds out a ring to you with a sheepish grin. Your hands fly up to cover your mouth, but too late to prevent a happy gasp of surprise from escaping. You didn't think he had it in him.
Oh shit, we're not even in Sabile's inventory yet.
The woods have grown chilly now that the sun has set. Annie shuffles across the picnic blanket and huddles against you for warmth. You wrap one arm around her and with the other conjure a little ball of flame in your palm. Little more than a party trick, but her eyes fill with wonder nonetheless. It's so pretty, she says, resting her head against your shoulder. I don't care what they say, what you have is a gift. She inclines her face up towards yours, lips parted slightly. You lean into her, closing your eyes. The ground drifts by hundreds of feet below you. Droplets of your blood fall away from you into space. You don't feel any pain, only a numbing cold. Your senses are fading. All you can hear is the beating of the Voidwoken's wings and the beating of your own heart, only your heart is slowing. The Voidwoken seems to sense that you won't make it. It unleashes an outraged screech, then releases you from its grasp. The ground rushes up to meet you. You close your eyes.
This is related to haste. Do we have any kind of pyrokinetic skills? Yeah. Yes, we do. Not much, but we do. Haste might not be a horrible idea. It actually would have uses. We currently have one guy with haste and that's not all that good. First aid, on the other hand, this might be one of the few things that cures crippled and knockdown. Physical type of abilities. Or disabilities. Maybe not bad either. But usually once we get into a position where you can be knocked down, then you've screwed up already pretty royally. Most of it should be done by now. Sabine might have some body parts, but he's just more.
You struggle in vain against the restraints binding you to the table. The gag muffles your screams as the scalpel is lowered to your flesh.
Or not. Oh god. I think those are the last ones. Lose has the unique hand, but we don't really care about that. At the same time, why do we carry it around?
I can feel Lord Eredor's power surging through me. My fingertips are alive with fiery energy.
Yeah, meteor shower. Spell everyone had long ago who wanted it.
You see him coming for you. You saw what he did to the others. You pray, you pray, you pray, you pray. You hardly recognize him, but there he is, Alexander. You're shocked to see a sorcerer's collar around his neck. He seems so different now compared to how he looked back in school. A sea voyage. Children and adults huddled together for warmth and comfort. You were a slave to the ancient empire not so long ago.
These are old bodies. I'm eating them mostly to just get rid of the weight, and not every rotted corpse part has been this. Some do have memories. These are clearly not them though, because they stack. The rest don't.
Early memories are overshadowed by a terrifying death, a tempest of teeth, scales, and snarls. You never imagined it would end like this. A deluge of happiness. You played the flute, you wrote poetry. The music ended in thought joy. A single name throbs across your brain. Verdas, Verdas, Verdas! He must escape. He cannot die here. He cannot! You cover your face with your hands. You've just heard the news. The elven homelands have been destroyed by death fog. It was your order who did it. How can this be? You are floating a few inches above the ground. Your friends are impressed. You bask in their hoots and hollers. Your favorite party trick. You are an abomination. A crucified figure blazing with sauce. You hear screams, and then the scent of charred flesh.
Screamer, apparently.
You're stumbling away from the shoreline, a deep wound in your side. Behind you, the remains of your ship slip beneath the water. You press on, you and the others. A clearing further inland, a camp, a Magister camp. They weren't supposed to be here, yet here they are, twice as many in number as you and my friends. You reach for your sword, but the sky is already thick with Magister arrows. Collared by Magisters in the far north, you were force-marched to this foreign land. A moment of hope as a grinning dwarf removes your source collar. Seconds later, void-woken death. You remember a cold childhood in a no-hope fishing town, bullied mercilessly by a dwarf named Lohar. With no other prospects, you sign up as a Magister, eager for the power denied you all your life. Warm red wine flows down your throat. The languor of a tavern evening soothes you. Suddenly, shrieks rend the night. The Magisters have come. Warm red blood flows down your face. Eloisa was the prettiest girl, not to others, but to you. Her luminous eyes shone brighter than the moon. The day you collared her for Fort Joy, you wept every tear you had. You never cried again. Work, work, work. That's all there was in Driftwood for a dwarf like you. Until you got involved in the anti-magister resistance. Then, the work was still there, but also purpose. Purpose worth dying for. A boy at swim. Your name is Joe. You're 9. You're brave. You're off to see your mum. A shadow moves below you. A jagged vice closes on your thigh and pulls you down. Water fills your lungs. Blood billows. From the dark, you stare up at the thin slivers of light visible between the floorboards. Shadows ripple across the slivers, accompanied by heavy footsteps. Magister footsteps. Wood creaks above your head. One of them has paused. Your breath catches in your throat as you wait for him to move along. But the hatch is suddenly yanked open. Light floods you, blinding and accusatory. You hear only one gruffly barked word before the hands seize you. Gotcha! You stride past the chained sorcerers and climb onto the caravan without complaint. As you settle onto the bench, you offer Ralik's blessings to the Magister Guard. He offers only a bleary-eyed stare of disinterest in return before shoving the chained sorcerers aboard. As you watch them cower, you cannot help but feel annoyance. After all, don't they know they're going to be saved? You twist your head around as the Magisters haul you away. Your wife and 2 boys stand in the doorway, helpless. You commit their faces to memory one last time. Wendy cries out something to you. You tell yourself it was, "I love you," or "We'll wait for you." But the truth is, you didn't catch it. The farm recedes from view behind you.
Final half dozen.
A lifeless elven child is cradled in your arms. Your vision blurs with tears. You look away to a raised valley below. Tendrils of death fog dissipate, revealing a victorious Divine Order army advancing. Humans, magisters, murderers. You were kind and honest and devoted to your dog, but you came a-knocking here in search of work, and the dog took a fancy to the man of the house. Your own dog turned on you and tore you down.
He was killed. Quite mercilessly by a young companion. A trader. The young man wanted to seize his business.
You feel a tidal wave of panic drown you. You try to crawl away, but claws pin you down. You look up to see a fanged maw lunge at you.
Hail strike.
You shift uncomfortably as the wagon traverses a patch of bumpy ground. The Magisters haven't removed your shackles, even though there's nowhere to run. You sigh and gaze outward. The landscape rolls past, empty and still. But then, you see something flying close to the horizon. Several things, in fact. You peer closer. What are those? Birds? Your eyes widen as they draw nearer. Those aren't birds. You turn around to shout a warning, but it's too late. As the dead man's flesh slides down your throat, you feel his consciousness enter yours. His memories are yours to experience. You are Finn. Your heart is heavy. You know too much. It's all too much. You met him. A bright light blinds you, then fades. You feel a tremendous power in your hands, but they are shaking so hard you can barely use them. Suddenly you're on this very ship, crouched in a corner, hugging your knees. A figure approaches, an older woman. Her eyes are kind. She comes closer. She says she wants to talk. She reaches a hand toward you. You grasp it. The memories end. You are no longer Finn. You return to yourself with a jolt.
Those eyes. Those eyes. But now I know what made them gleam so. Apotheosis. That was disgusting. Yet now I have that oily power within me. Worth it? Worth it.
So a handful of shitty abilities, that's what you get mostly out of this. And that is it. A couple of powerful ones later on, if long after you could have gotten these as spells. I don't see the attraction. I feel like that's even more useless than Pet Pals. At least it's something different, I suppose. Not everything can be equally useful. I think there was one per piece of paper I want to read. Yeah, it's blank. Lose has some free carry weight. Sabine has massive amount now, so does Beast. Even Red Princess doesn't have all that much. God damn, that took longer than I thought. It was somewhat more worthless than I thought too. There's a couple of things we want to do here. Talk to the prisoners again. I'll try to open that. Maybe we can pick the lock or break the lock.
The dwarf's agony is evident in his wrecked face and figure, but he cannot speak of it. He has only a minuscule flesh stump in place of a tongue.
Share with him the good news. The doctor is dead.
The dwarf's eyes widen in gratitude. He blinks, yet no tears fall from the pink goo that's collected in the corners.
Why the fuck was he treated like this anyway? Well, you're free to go, so no point staying here. Alright, the more important one.
I must fight. Resist. Resist even his name.
I'll tell him the good news. It's over. Abdramalik is dead.
Yes. A newfound silence. Sweet absence of agony. The 1,000 teeth are gone, gnawing at the mind and heart. I face the hell scarcely to be imagined. But you, torchbearer, led me out of the dark. You are stronger than any demon, Losa. You always were. Thank you. Bless you. You did what I could not. After such a feat, it cannot be denied. You are worthy of divinity. I must depart for the Lady Vengeance. There I can recover. Go claim the power of the gods, and do unto the void as you did unto the demon. Only you can. I will pray for you, now and when divine. Here I am, Losa. Meet your first worshipper.
Yeah. Right. So a little extra looting maybe, and getting the teleportation pyramids back. Lock cannot be picked. There's a way to open it. I don't know what it would be.
I think the damn thing's closed for good.
Yeah. I think it's close for good, yes. Let's try something. It would definitely be electricity if it was something. Yeah, I think it's just a choice. Pick your poison. I think we might have gotten closer to 1,000,000 XP out of this in total. Well, since the last I checked. I think it was the red one we left. Or left in the on the beach. Right. I'd like to visit Malady. She was devastated when we didn't sacrifice millions of souls to get to this point. And it sort of seems like it might have been a pretty much pointless thing anyway. Right. She would be probably at the ship if somewhere. There's just squirrels here.
The statue reaches toward the bottom drops out.
No, sir. Good to see you again. Of course. Told you I would, didn't I? Up to you.
You feeling okay?
God woken are going to be the death of me. My. Look at you, Losa. Free at last. Beautiful. Congratulations, darling. And well done. It's very good to see you like this. Very, very good.
Wonder if Malady would have been with us if we basically would have done as she told us. I mean, pardon the fight.
Don't have many more of those on my sleeve.
You always bring me to such wonderfully destructive places. I'll never find somewhere quiet to settle down at this rate.
We could steal the Swarmbreaker from her. Would there be a point in that? Also, do I even have a repair hammer? I think I do. So... That's not actually a repair hammer though. Is the inability to repair it because I gave away all my repair hammers? Or did I use them up? I didn't even think about that. Sort of assumed you can't repair it. But now I'm not quite so sure. So I don't see a repair hammer anywhere. Can you do repairs? Well, I might as well actually look to it. Does he have any useful items? Level 20 Saboteur, Finesse Dagger with accuracy and dodging bonuses, Sawtooth Knight ability, so you wouldn't have to use a memory slot for it, and Rune Slot. This is actually quite nice. Quite nice indeed. I think it's better than what we have currently. Especially the level 19 weapon. Yeah, it will basically get more damage, extra ability, extra accuracy, extra dodging. Linear and crippled would be changed for acid. Yeah, I think this is a fine trade. The weapons are one of the few things that are really important to us. We don't really even need to do anything all that complicated, just switch the weapon, switch the existing rune units. Okay, who the hell has the goddamn piece? Maximum damage 5, 6, 8. Five, 6, 8 to 603. And extra accuracy, extra dodging. Dodging is almost 40% at this point. I wonder how high you could get from that. Because you can have potions that have 50% extra, and I think they might have a decent duration too. So that's a lot of physical protection you can get. I just have quite a few of those. I haven't exactly gone out of my way to purchase them, but yeah, 2 turns for plus 50% dodging. With spells you can get 90% for one single turn. 2 turns is something that you might be actually take decent advantage of. Though close to perfect protection from physical attacks. There's probably a hard cap on it, so you can't reach 100% for example. And most of it comes from leadership, which is not available for a solo player.
You always bring me to such wonderfully destructive places.
Well,
I'll
the
never find
largest
somewhere quiet to
individual
settle down at this
source
rate.
is the leadership bonus.
Jehan runs his fingers across it.
His voice no longer speaks to us, my dear. But I'm afraid my recovery will take a touch of time. I am well past my prime, you know.
Note how free you feel now that Adra Mahalik is defeated.
Savor your freedom, Losa. Take some time and find your true self in that busy mind of yours. Adra Malik may no longer reside there, It's finally safe to explore the uncharted corners.
Okay, nod in empathy and ask what's next for him.
I have no plans whatsoever, beyond dusting my head for crud and cobwebs. After that, well, as long as the essence of Nemesis finds a way to leak into Rivellon, there'll be hunting to do.
If it doesn't have a rune slot, it's borderline worthless. If it's not really divine, it's gonna be borderline worthless. Yeah, I think I'm okay with the current items I have. No, you had a terrible god-awful armor. That's what I recall. It's like god-awful piece of shit. Yeah, it has strength and a rune slot, that's pretty much it. So this is not good. I mean, it's ancient quality-wise, but we were looking for something that would have rune slot and strength, or a two-handed weapon, and damage focus anyway. Nothing on him.
I'll enjoy peace when it's truly mine to have.
Right.
Godwoken, how can I help? Go with honor.
Gonna look at a couple of extra shops. Source Hound.
You ended my suffering.
Elven Apparition. Tell him, you're only too happy to help.
I am a projection of the spirit of Elenessa. The demon is dead. I am no longer his slave. You have my gratitude, and in recognition of all that you've done, I shall give you the spirit of an elven morning star. Made of pure source, it will pierce your enemy's armor. I know you shall use it in the service of good. Fare you well, Demon Slayer. Fare you well.
Okay, we got a new pair of boots. Look okay in quality. Room power frame, last rites, gold, and a divine item of some sort. Does not have a slot. Scoundrel, Air of the Earth, Air Resistance, Hit Points. Finesse, Warfare, Scoundrel, Geomancer, Necromancer. Probably good for Spear. Initiative, Movement, Hit Points, Dodging 7%, Fire Resistance. Thievery, Immunity to Slowed, Immunity to Sleeping. Critical hit chance. Slowed is actually fairly common for us. But the other abilities are just pure nonsense. I think I'll take this. Scoundrel and Finesse and Warfare would all benefit physical combat. Also, maybe the extra spirits are because of the demons. Or the fact that we defeated it. So it's not something I just missed. Please be two-handed, please be two-handed! Yes! It's level 18 though, it's a piece of shit. It is unbreakable, cleave damage, life stealing, -5 constitution. This ethereal morning star glimmers with source and shadow. It is capable of piercing the armor of an opponent and sucking their very life force. So it ignores armor, I guess. So the reduced damage would make sense in that case. There's very few opponents that have a used amount of our life. Some do though, like they have most of their hit points are in life, but some have just massive armor. This would have been useful before the previous fight. How much damage would it do? I'll have to check, but first things first. A nice pair of boots. Except I currently have damage boosts, so you're the only one who can potentially use these. And you have better. They're still valuable, we can sell them. Better helmet. Okay, finesse and warfare. The new one has finesse, warfare and scoundrel. So it is better. I want to play my own instrument. Can I play it without destroying it?
The lute is absolutely familiar in your hands, as though it weren't an instrument of wood and sinew, but of your own flesh and soul.
Play a song.
Come to me, the night is dark. Come to me, the night is long. Sing for me, I'll sing along. Sing for me, oh sing for me. Sway with me, we'll make them scream. Dance with me, we'll make them bleed. Sing for me, I'll sing along.
Wonder if it has an effect if you play it.
Sing for me. Listen, do you hear it? Listen, do you feel it? Listen, I'm calling you. Listen, you do know me. Listen, swing and roll me. Listen, I'm calling you.
Want to test the other instrument? Yeah, Laszlo's Lute of Blessing. This was destroyed by my own actions the last time I used it.
How about a little tune to spice things up around here? Well, seems like my demonic friend wasn't too bothered by the serenade. I'm not sure how many songs this thing's got left in it though. Best to use it when I know I need the boost.
Yeah, it's accuracy, dodging, fire resistance. Yeah, now we can at least use it. A limited amount of times though. There's a source hound somewhere.
Where the smells? I miss the smells.
So I'll do one more thing since we've sort of, after killing the demon, gotten sidetracked with a lot of extra stuff. I want to talk with my companions one last time, see if they have anything to add to anything. Every side companion quest is now done, so they have something to say, now's the last time to say it.
Yes, by all means, let us partake in the art of conversation.
So he and Sara have become more of the father and mother dragons. You don't know whether to congratulate him or fear him.
Congratulate me, for take my word for it that I will treat my offspring with care. My children. I will teach them to be wise, I will teach them to be prudent. I will tame their flames. But my empire, that will be eternal. For with red dragons in the sky, it shall be untouchable. Let our allies rejoice, and our foes tremble. From now on, one has the choice to bask in our suns, or by their fire be undone.
So, here we are again.
Please, speak.
Yep, not much left. Mr. Smith. Like this one to be able to purchase an armor from. Naturally, the likelihood of it being combat armor or damage armor is pretty slim, but no harm in checking.
Get moving. It's the busiest day. Now that you're all done, why don't you just skedaddle on out of here?
Shoo, you flea bag, shoo!
No, 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 no. They're all rubbish. You think basic armor is one of those things that should be easy to get, but no. What's next for us? Hammerfold is the big main mission. Toymaker is halved with Blood Dowry. That's a side mission. School South side mission. Queen Justinia freed. Sahila pushed Sabine to claim Divinity for the sake of all Elvendom. But these are... everything is ready for Lucian's tomb as far as these are concerned. I defeated the demon, but it's not over. I had a vision, souls haunted by demons, as I was. I could abandon them, or I could ascend. Right, everyone has a cost to this. There's a cost to not ascending, the hefty one.
Oh, you're a fine figure of an elf. Care to trade? My tall friend.
Right, as far as I can see, we have side quests to do. That's it. We have the old lady's home, the school, maybe something in the sewers. Dorian Galt and the Toymaker, Lore Master. And that's it. So maybe 4 or 5 side quests. And those could be quite easily wrapped up. Toymaker probably should be left for last, since that will lead to the cathedral and the end of the game. Maybe the Lore Master. We should start with the Lore Master. No.
Nature provides.
We should start with this. Murder.
The Royal Guard's eyes widen as you approach, beast in tow. His calloused fingers reach towards the wolf insignia adorning his uniform.
Marcus. Marcus Miles.
Beast remains silent, though his clenched jaw reveals his resentment. He moves his hand towards his weapon.
Calm yourself, Marcus. You don't know me, but I know you. The rebellion lives. You're lucky to have found an ally here. You won't find many in this house, and certainly not among the Queen's regiment. That Isbel hasn't found me out is a minor miracle.
So the winds would blow me off course, then? Good to know, my friend.
The guard leans closer to Beast, his voice tight.
The rebellion is in danger. You are in danger. Do not reveal yourself here, Marcus. The guards won't know you unless you announce yourself. Your rebels braved the hinterlands, they braved the wave dancer, and now they brave a poisoned court. They need you alive.
He nods to the door, then takes the rigid stance of a proper royal guardsman.
Nobody said anything about fighting monsters.
Should do a stock take. Maybe tidy the shelves.
Right. I'll end things here. Try to wrap up all the secondary crap next time and then start on the pathway that leads to the end of the game.
I'm lucky I was posted in.